Welcome to Killer Hope Live from Sundance 2011. I'm here with Thomas Dekker and Haley Bennet from the film Kaboom. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hi. How you doing?
Good.
So the movie's already played twice, and how's it gone over?
It's been in packed house every night. Everyone seems to like it. You know, it's Greg, so it's wild and crazy.
And he's, you know, been here a time or two before.
A couple times. Yeah.
At this point, I think I like watching the audience more than
than the film.
I'm like in the film and I'm like looking behind me and not actually looking at the.
It's been great though because Sundance is our first American premiere. We've gone to Cannes, Deauville, Toronto, London, and now finally we're having a proper domestic.
Finally, you're in the United States.
Yes, exactly.
That's great. And I see you dressed warmly for the.
Slightly.
Yes.
We're trying with your naked legs.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, but there's, you know, that's the fun part about Park City is
it's beautiful.
Is braving the temperatures.
Yeah.
So, well, so you know, you guys have both done so many different kinds of films, you know, and what brings you back to a movie like Kaboom, to something smaller and more independent?
Ooh.
Desire.
It's just a very visceral need to. Yeah, it's just, I love Greg's work. So.
We were both huge fans of his.
Right.
And we all both knew each other also, by the way, before we did the film. And I think it was more so, I think actors, young actors really thrive on something interesting and something that's taxing. And in my opinion, most of the films that come our way that are either hugely budgeted or mainstream really are quite banal.
Right.
So, you know, we of course did it for no money and no anything, but that was the joy, you know, it was the chance to work with Greg and do something that we've got to travel the world with very proudly. Because we both have done things that we're not particularly proud of, maybe paid the bills, you know.
Now, is it either of your first time here?
It's both.
Both.
Yes.
Okay, so what's it like to be here for the first time?
It's been a bit of a whirlwind.
It's overwhelming. It's very exciting though, and you know, to have a film in Sundance is such a huge honor. You know, our film's like the little engine that could.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
Surprise. I mean, I'm sure you and I are the same on this. I've known about Sundance obviously since I was a child, like a very young
You mean
child.
like 5 years ago?
Yeah. 3 years ago when I was 10. No, I mean, I remember my favorite film, I think when I was like 11, was Run Lola Run, this German movie.
Right.
And it won the audience award here, I think. And,
and
that was how I first heard about Sundance.
Right.
And then my parents told me all about it, and they'd actually been years and years ago, and it's just an honor to be here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And you've been here a couple times, I think.
Oh, you know,
Visited.
double digits. So, and now Greg told me this morning that he thought this was his most autobiographical film.
It is.
And so I guess that would make you Greg.
I basically, the entire time, felt like I was playing Greg, and I didn't tell him that until the end of
Are
shooting.
your arms as buff as...
Oh no, the body is not Greg's, because that body's impossible. Like, he's superhuman. I don't know what's going on. But no, we even talked about it, you know, I mean, he had a best friend in college who was sort of his lesbian, hot, arty best friend.
Except she had blue hair. I wasn't that cool.
You weren't allowed to have the blue hair.
What color is your hair in the movie?
It's like a reddish blonde.
Oh, okay.
It looks good on you, though. Really.
Thanks. I chopped all my hair off for it because apparently lesbians have short hair.
I've heard. You know.
Yeah, you had long hair when you got it.
Yeah,
it was crazy for
I
us
cut
because
like 12 inches off.
we went in, we'd known each other for 2 or 3 years, and then we went in, and afterwards we went to this little restaurant, Mexican restaurant, and we were like, we're doing this film. We don't care if Greg doesn't want us, we're doing this film. If we have to bribe him, anything. And then we got to do it.
That's great. So now one of the things that we've been asking people about on this show is social media and the ways in which obviously it's having such a profound effect on the way we're telling stories, the way we're getting the word out about the work that we're doing. And what do you guys, are you guys on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter.
And how many followers do you have?
Oh, Jesus. I honestly couldn't even tell you. I'm not on Facebook, which is surprising.
It's interesting.
But I am on the Twitter.
And what do you use it for?
The Twitter.
Well, I actually made it because somebody was pretending to be me. And I didn't want people to think that I was saying things that I wasn't saying. So I made one to sort of be like, this is me. But now I use it. It's fun.
And the person, whoever it was that was being you, what kinds of things were they saying?
Did nothing bad, actually.
I feel like they're just like.
But it's just weird. I
Right,
mean,
no, I totally agree, totally agree.
I was worried something was going to be said that would make me look very bad.
I was like, I'm at Disneyland.
Yeah, it was random stuff. But no, so you're asking how this sort of social media era affects film? And
Well, I mean, I'm asking, look, obviously it affects film because it's so much part of the world that we're living in, and there's many, we've been talking to some filmmakers over the past couple days whose work is going to just go right out on the web.
Yeah.
And some filmmakers who make their work specifically for a very identified fan base that they know exists, that they communicate with. It's pretty exciting. And they talk about how cool it is to put something up and like within moments have people comment and tell them what they think and and what works and what doesn't work, and that direct relationship with audience and fans and all of that is really cool.
It's great.
It's just kind of
course,
instant, it's instant gratification.
Yeah, I mean, then there's other filmmakers who are like terrified of it.
Right.
And
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think that there's tremendous great and tremendous bad that comes out of this. In my humble opinion, again, I'm of this generation, so it's maybe a different perspective. But I think that for me, it's amazing to have that instant, it makes film so much more accessible to people everywhere. It's
Right.
so much easier with the internet to know about films, to know that they even exist. I mean, I was always, from a child, I was always into these obscure films. It was very hard in my younger life to even find them, just to get them. But I think that that's all the positive. For me, the only negative is that the sort of excitement to go to a theater at midnight
Right.
with a group, or to go to a festival, or even our film is here at this festival, but within a week it'll be on video on demand. So,
Right.
and it's there. So there's a plus and a minus to me.
But you can still have both experiences, can't you?
Totally, of course you can. Yeah, and I think the plus is much greater than the minus. I think it's so great.
It's very trendy.
But it's so great for people to be able to see these films instantly and easily. I just hope that sort of John Waters spirit isn't lost for this sort of love of communal film madness.
John Waters said to me, I don't do that face page.
John produced a film I was in. He's nuts. I love him.
So I'm not sure he's jumping on the Twitter bandwagon anytime
But
soon.
don't you think it's an interesting question? I mean, you of all people to ask is like, would something like Pink Flamingos exist today the way it did then?
I mean, I think it would, but in a different way. It might be on YouTube.
Right.
You know?
It might be a cult following.
Absolutely.
And that would be more global, which is kind of, I guess, more gratifying.
So how about you, Haley? Do you Twitter?
I don't tweet.
You don't tweet?
I don't tweet or twatter. Well, in the movie I twatter, but I'm awkward. I'm sorry. I do have Facebook though, because it's just nice to be able to stay in contact with people all over the world. I think it's a wonderful invention. Although I did not see the Facebook movie that's getting so
Social
much
network.
critical.
I mean, look, we have a film about social media. That's
Right, sure.
pretty crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming, and good luck with Kaboom.
Thank you.
It must be amazing that it's finally opening after all this.
It's been a year. We shot it well over a year ago.
It's very exciting.
It's like we're a band on tour.
No,
This is your last
It's so
stop.
wonderful to have most of the cast here, and just to be here to celebrate with Thomas and Juno and Nicole, and everyone's so wonderful. It's just been a really magical
And she's
time.
tremendous in it.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.